Hey folks, Fernando doing our video for the more survivalists, and breaking news, British Prime Minister Boris Johnson resigns. Here we see him bowing his head to the Queen, the true power of the monarchy and the royal family, the elite running things for real. So is this a big deal? Yes it is. Is it as much of a big deal as a president resigning? No, because of this, because it's mostly a monarchy, parliamentary monarchy, but really their true power is still running things. Prime ministers come and go with a certain frequency. There are a few things that you should be aware of that I'll be addressing in just a second. Before I go on, Happy Thoughts, Space, Simulator Games, Star Citizen. This is a game I'm truly enjoying lately and I like a lot. These are new derelict sites so you can do combat on the surface of planets. It is awesome, guys, if you haven't checked it out already. The spaceships are to die for. Anyway, really love the game, and if you want to give it a go, you'll have the link there below. So as to start playing, you need a PC. Also, this, starting right now, if you use the referral code below, which usually gives you 5,000 extra credits of in-game money to start playing, if you use it today, right now, you get an actual ship, an extra ship. You'll get this Dragonfly, Dragonfly, which is pretty awesome. It's used mostly for racing and some other cool stuff. I use it for raiding bunkers, mostly. But anyway, do use the referral code if you decide to start playing Star Citizen. So, what is this really about? What are we looking at in terms of Boris Johnson resigning? Well, body language says they're really not all that worried. Here you have his former mistress, now wife, and his child clapping and smiling along. You know why? Because they know what's coming now. These are all smooth sailing for Boris Johnson and his family from now on. Now is the time in which he goes collect. He gets paid for his deeds, and like Cameron before him, it's just a matter of relaxing and enjoying your life from now on. Yeah, I mean, really, that's what's happening right now. Usually when a prime minister does this, the resignation means that, I completed a phase, and from now on, some of the things that are going to be even less pleasant than what you've been experiencing so far. And you know how things are, not only all over the world, but specifically in certain countries, things are very tough. Inflation in UK is really hitting people extremely hard, and struggling a lot. Is trying to stay afloat in staying middle class and not dropping to poor or poverty is becoming more and more of a struggle. You see the strikes on train personnel and a number of other workers realizing that they're just not making enough money to stay afloat. So you're looking at tough times ahead. Is this the only thing you should be worrying about? Unfortunately, no. You're also going to be seeing some of the loss of freedom, some of the loss of quality of life hitting you harder than before. And I say this because this is already happening. What I mean by this specifically, actual examples, for example, stuff like this. UK comedian hauled up before the police following a stand-up joke. So a comedian does a joke in UK, someone is offended, and he gets arrested for it. And you may be thinking, Fernando, that is stupid and insane. Yes, but it's nonetheless true. This is such a thing called as a non-crime hate incident. And this is, look it up yourself, college.police.uk. They have this thing called non-crimes. Have you committed any non-crimes lately, sir? Responding to non-crime hate incidents, it may be something as you posted something online that someone didn't like, and you get a visit by the police. Is that infringing on some of your basic freedoms and rights? That's up to you to decide. Let me know in the comments if you have committed any non-crime incidents lately. Just be careful with that. And if you make any comments that the UK police may not like, make sure you're making them from outside UK, because that's the only way in which you're out of their reach. Another example of something that may end up affecting you directly and in a very horrible manner is the NHS suddenly deciding that your life is really not worth saving. So let's say your daughter is sick and it's kind of expensive to save her life. So, man, shut up, die in peace, and get over it. That was the case of Tafida Rakib, Who decides to care of sick children? Well, the NHS does, and you have no saying on that. Fortunately, this happened back in October 2019, so we do know the outcome of this specific incident in which the NHS was saying that it was against the human rights of this little girl to be exposed to more medical treatments when there was no cure for her horrible illness. Well, that ended up to be bullshit because she moved to Italy where doctors there said, yeah, we're going to be saving this little girl, and she's doing just fine. So this is one of those cases in which you can actually see what happened. Tafita Raki, brain-damaged girl, moved to Italy, is fully awake, mom says, and she's doing fine right now. This is no minor bit of news. This is a big deal. This is the government saying that if it's too complicated or too expensive to treat you, we'll just let you die. Maybe you, maybe one of your kids. This is not the first incident, guys. So what I mean by this is preparedness. This is what I've been doing all over the years. This is what I've written specifically with this one, bugging out and relocating. I specifically say that you want to have options. You want to have second citizenship somewhere else. And thanks to good old Boris, you're free from the evil European Union. So you're not exposed to that anymore. But at the same time, you're very much exposed to this old decision of the NHS. If the NHS decides that your little girl should die, unless you have that nasty European Union second citizenship, you're kind of fucked. You're gonna be watching your daughter or your son die like so many people unfortunately did. Now, if you do have that piece of paper that good old Fernando told you many times to get, you could be this little girl in Italy being saved and enjoying the rest of your life instead of dying, and which kind of sucks. Same thing with this, with your basic liberties being infringed and stripped away from you because you committed a non-crime crime or whatever it is. Realize what's going on. It's going to be tough for everyone. There's certain aspects of, depending on your specific location, that you may want to be addressing. It's not the same thing if you're in one country or the other. The economic impact is going to be different, and depending on where you are, the way the government deals with these sort of things is also going to be changing. And the fact that Boris Johnson is just stepping aside and getting out of the way of the damn storm means that you're going to be seeing probably a lot more of this, and that's why former mistress there is clapping along. Guys, prepare as much as you can while you still can. The economic aspect I cover in surviving the economic collapse. The more practical aspect of defending yourself, your family, your life, and all of that good stuff, street survival skills. I cover survival in a more practical manner, practical tips, a lot of self-defense, a lot of awareness on the street, home defense, and a bunch of other things that you want to check out. Guys, it's going to be all for now. See you in our next video. Take care.